Hi Scorpio, this is your forecast for the month of October 2018. This is a general reading for Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Rising, or Scorpio Moon. For a more rounded overview, please watch your rising and moon sign as well. So Scorpio, you start the month off with a major card, so there are some decisions to be made on the table. This may involve arbitration, lawyers, judges, the court system, or simply you must make a decision. In some cases, this is about an apology. So you may be settling some old debts, you may be dealing with some legal affairs. You're trying to restore the balance to something, and this is going to be a week where you have to be fair and rational and neutral with regard to a situation. Perhaps part of that is a focus on using your management skills, carefully managing money or coming up with a strategy of some sort. And you are having to really think about the choices that you make. So it's going to be important that you're clear on the bigger picture and that you make the right decision. And again, that means that you have to be rational. You can't allow your emotions to taint your judgment. You have to have a clear-cut perspective. In some cases, this is, you're dealing with people who make decisions. Maybe you're part of a court case, or you're dealing with the law, you're involved in litigation, or you're working on some kind of contract or a binding agreement, perhaps a settlement. So you are dealing with power this week and how it's being used and the judgments that drive that power. Now, there are some new situations for you to deal with this week, and it's going to be important for you to try to keep those scales balanced, because something is going to come up due to some new circumstances where you're going to have to accommodate some change without letting it unbalance other areas of your life. Maybe this is, something that is unexpected. You may be willing to make these changes. Maybe you're doing it because it suits you, or perhaps you're doing it because other people that you care for are involved, or in some cases, you may be doing it to deal with some type of loss that you're experiencing. Now, this is a week of judging. You'll be judging others, and they'll be judging you. You may need to examine your conscience. This is a week where being fair, having integrity is going to be important. In some cases, this may be as simple as, if you are somebody who works in a creative field, this is about bringing together elements of harmony, color, line, design, and striking that perfect chord. But for others of you, again, this is about making some kind of change where it's important to be fair and to see things clearly. And that may be an issue this week. There could be some kind of injustice, or maybe justice is delayed. It may center around a lack of commitment on someone's part. Could be some unfair treatment. Maybe there's a refusal to apologize, or there's been a wrong decision, or somebody is dealing with issues of bias or prejudice or bigotry, sexism, perhaps red tape if there's some legal problems, or maybe somebody's doing something illegal. So there could be something where there's an abuse of authority. Somebody's getting away with something. And so, there's some element of corruption or manipulation or something false. And so, again, the focus is on what's fair. And if you have done something that is not right, you are going to be called on that. So there's a need to restore or establish better balance. This may be in your routine, the way you run your life. Maybe you're a workaholic and you need to, relax more, or perhaps maybe you need to focus on a particular area of your life more. Something is out of balance. Either, you're taking on too much, or you're simply not doing enough. And, again, those issues of fairness. So this is a week where you're going to be looking at your priorities, and you're going to reorganize your agenda so that you can meet your obligations. Now, for some of you, this may have nothing to do with you at all. There could be, some kind of chaos brewing around you. And you're going to have to put in a lot of effort to remove yourself gracefully from certain situations that don't connect to you. And this is a week where, people may be a little bit touchy because they are operating through the lens of some kind of belief or bias where they can't see clearly. So you may be quick to take offense to a comment or an action, and that wasn't the intent at all. And so, you're on guard. Now, this is a week where you're having to make some decisions because you're going to get some messages. Either there's going to be some kind of revelation that comes up out of the blue, or you're going to gain greater self-awareness, or it's time to go within and listen to that inner voice and examine your conscience to decide what is truth, what is fair, what is just. In some cases, this may tie to a Libra person. Now, the second week, you have a major card, and you are dealing with something new. Maybe because of what occurred last week, you're going in a new direction. This may have to do with children. It may be travel or some adventure that you're seeking or some vision that you have. It could have to do with a lack of experience with regard to something, taking a risk. And you are starting something. This is a new chance, a novel experience that you may or may not be prepared to deal with. It could be something that you've never done before. And again, you're having to accommodate that change to allow for this new experience. Could be something significant and unexpected that affects your domestic affairs or your career in some way. But this is a week where it's time for a change. There's a new phase of life, and you may be willing to take a risk, and you feel a sense of confidence that everything is going to fall into place. You're leaving the past behind. And so you're starting this new chapter in your life. And, you have to use your common sense. This is about moving forward, but not foolishly. You have to make sure that you are using proper perspective, that you're cautiously expanding and moving forward. And this is about taking responsibility for your own success, your own happiness. So some of you're going to move in new directions where a part of your life changes. Again, you're making important decisions. It could be a legal upset. It could be you're starting a new job, or you're relocating, or you're making changes, or you're starting or ending a relationship. Something is new for you, and hopefully it's going to renew your sense of confidence. Maybe you're going to be traveling more. You're going to be meeting some new people. And you have an appreciation perhaps for life right now. There's a sense of gratification, being content, whether you have enough. And maybe that ties to seeking that better balance in your life between work and personal, or how you spend your time, or how you take care of your daily affairs or your life. So you're putting some new plans in motion, and this is a great time for you to put yourself out there into the wider social network, introduce yourself to people, establish connections, renew old ties if need be, and connect with people if you're interested in this, who are professional and who can help you advance in your career or make some gains, people that are willing to open some doors for you. Now, for some of you, though, the Fool represents being naive or gullible or impulsive. Perhaps there's been some poor judgment. Maybe you're very optimistic or hopeful about something, and, that's unfounded. Or there's some unexpected problems because commitment is an issue, and maybe there's a lack of it, or a lack of follow through, a lack of, somebody's wasting their energy, or they don't have a good perspective about something, or somebody's simply being too risky. Maybe this has to do with trying to hold on to something that doesn't serve you. So you may be fooling yourself. Maybe you're going out of your way, making some changes and adjustments because you want to impress somebody, or you want to save somebody, and it's the wrong dynamic for you. So this is a week where you have to be very careful about going to extremes, being too impatient for something to happen, or being over optimistic about the results. And part of this is probably connected to personal gain. Maybe you're so focused on yourself or what you can achieve that you begin to lose touch with the reality of situations and what other people need and what they are feeling, or you're dealing with someone like that. Now, the third week you have the Page of Wands. This is fire energy. So this is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of the page. And for some of you, this may represent a young person. But for many of you, this is going to be some kind of message, some exciting news. Perhaps you have made some decisions, you're going in a new direction, and you feel optimistic, or you're trying to motivate someone else. This is about promoting something. So some of you, maybe you're teaching, maybe you're in sales, maybe you're inspiring others. It could be that, this is somebody new that you've met. This is that new person. And so you could be making some decisions. There's some new possibilities on the table for you that require your action, new ideas, a new attitude. For some of you, maybe this is about some kind of educational situation. Now, this could also be, that having to restore order, some unfinished debts, or some apologies that need to be made because somebody could be selfish. This may be somebody who is, they need a lot of attention. This is, the prima donna, or, look at me. It's all about me, what I need. So they keep drama swirling around them. Or perhaps this is somebody that is not reliable. They're immature. They can't keep confidences. They release secrets that shouldn't be. Maybe this person breaks your heart, or they criticize you in some way. So you may be dealing with something where, if this was a legal situation, maybe there's a legal upset and something is lost. You lose the lawsuit, or maybe there's some inconsistencies in behavior. Maybe somebody's not following instructions, or you get some kind of bad news, like a notification of something. Could be that you have some worries. Maybe somebody's unfaithful or unstable, or somebody is acting very domineering or aggressive. So again, there's a new idea or option, or, in your set of circumstances that you have to deal with. Now, positively, you could be making some small changes that are going to make a big difference for the better. Maybe this is in your relationship with another person, or your social environment, or your attitude. So for some of you, you are going to travel. The Fool represents a trip. Maybe you're going to take a short trip, or you're going to go to a party where you meet new people. And it's your social skills, your power of attraction that is going to be important. So there's an opportunity for you. There's some kind of luck or possibility that may require you taking a risk. But if this is a focus on the financial, or going too far in something, you may need to tighten your belt. Maybe you feel like a relationship has changed, and you don't know why or when, but it now is uncomfortable. The little things that happen, when you weren't looking, and now you don't even recognize the relationship anymore. Now, the last week you have the Queen of Cups. This is water energy. This could very well be you, or it could be another Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of this queen. This is, a week where your mother could be important, or your role as a mother, or being maternal toward others. This is somebody who has a lot of emotion. They're devoted, they're a helper, they're a good listener, and those could be traits that are important this week. Being very caring, maybe perhaps, this is somebody who loves to share. Maybe they love animals, or they love to nurture others. Maybe they're involved in something emotional or psychological, because this person is very passionate and loyal. It could be that there's something, the fool may rear its head as inexperienced, because this is a queen who's easily influenced. So she may be gullible to certain circumstances that take her in murky waters. This is somebody who's imaginative, who is maybe a healer or a therapist, or somebody who is creative. So this is going to be a week where certain qualities are very important. Those of being receptive to emotion, sensitivity, deep feeling, nurturing, your creativity, maybe creating better balance in your home or your family life. So this is somebody perhaps that you feel very strongly for. Maybe the Page of Wands says you're very enthusiastic and willing to make some changes because of you're going in a new direction and you want to right some things with this person. Or vice versa. So this could be somebody that maybe you're going to meet someone new. Maybe this person has a pivotal role to play in your life. Maybe you're completely infatuated with this person and they impact you in a positive way. They're motivational. So this could be something romantic where you're involved in a new relationship and you've made that big decision to do something new and take it to the next level. And maybe it's a new relationship or a new phase of it and you're in this honeymoon, situation and you feel some exhilaration, or perhaps you're having to motivate somebody to open themselves to love. Maybe this is a disruptive situation. Maybe this person has a negative influence and, maybe they're overly emotional, or they're unreliable, or they're self-indulgent, or they're dominated by their emotions. And so, you're having to deal with something where either there's harmony or disharmony. Whatever the case, this is going to be a week where your own security is very important. You're going to want to get a hold of something or keep control of something, situations or people that are essential to your ongoing stability. And if this queen is not you, then she's making the final call. Now, the underlying energy is the Magician. And for some of you, this is a tie to a Gemini person. But if not, this could be representative of a son, a brother, a boyfriend, a father, just an important male figure in your life, or someone that you're connecting to that can impart some kind of special skill or knowledge or information. So this is about manifesting something, having a vision and having the know-how to create it and make it happen. And so that could be an important theme during the month. Now, for some of you, you're trying to restore order. Maybe you're having to see some kind of doctor or medical specialist, perhaps a surgeon or a therapist. For others of you, you're focused on perhaps business. Maybe you're connecting with somebody who has some technical expertise, or this is somebody who uses various tools. Maybe they, promote, they market, and maybe those are issues that are important to you. But once again, this is about the proper use of power. So for some of you, you're trying to gain some kind of mastery of special knowledge, or you're focusing your energy towards some important goal. This is also about your ability to make decisions. And that with the Justice card, that's very important. Being rational and objective and having that clear vision and confidence in self. Some of you, you're acquiring some new skills. You're, being creative, or, you're trying to restore balance and you're not getting it on the first go. This is a learning process where you're going through, what works, what doesn't work. You're trying to see. This is some trial and error. But this is a month of opportunity. having to adapt to some change, solving some problems. Some of you may be focused on your self-employment or marketing yourself. This is about taking action, dealing with something, or if you don't know how to do it, gaining the expertise, connecting with those who do. Because the more you help yourself and are more self-reliant, the more you progress. And this is a period where you're probably not afraid to do that. You're feeling enthusiastic about making some changes. And it's likely that as a result of that, you're going to get some recognition. That's going to pay off for you. You're going to get some reward for your effort or for your services. Especially if, again, you use on your own strengths and skills, knowledge, and know-how. And it's about being confident. If you meet with some success, continue to be motivated. Don't feel as if, this is too magical and it's going to disappear. This is about being receptive and open to opportunity by listening to your intuition and knowing that perhaps going in a new direction is what's best for you. Now, negatively, either you're taking on some negative traits of the magician or you're dealing with people who exhibit those. For some of you, maybe you're having trouble making some decisions. There's some blocked creativity. Maybe there's some indecision or you don't really know what you want. It could be that, somebody's being selfish or they're wasting their energy or their resources or somebody's unrealistic. So again, there are going to be some mistakes that can be made, and maybe they come about through some overconfidence or some naivete. Now, at the extreme, somebody is manipulating. The magician at his worst is, a con artist. He is manipulating others for personal gain. This could be a time where you let your impatience or bad temper get in the way and undermine something because you were going all out thinking about self. You were so obsessed with your own interests that once again, you didn't have regard for other people's opinions, their advice, or their assistance. So that's emphasized twice. Being aware, not getting so carried away and caught up in a situation that it's all about you and you don't think about the other person. This could be a month where you have some problems because somebody's being either excessively arrogant or there's a lack of confidence. So, the magician, again, at his worst, can manipulate others to gain power. Or maybe this is somebody who is not what they appear to be. They're an imposter. They're selfish. They, have a tendency to screw up. And they're overconfident in their own skills and their own knowledge. So hopefully that's not you taking those traits on. Now, this is going to be a month that is emotional, and you're looking at your attachments, how vested you are in something. And in some cases, you may move closer to a person. You may feel some loyalty, some devotion given the circumstances, or you may begin to feel anxious, suspicious, and irritated. And so, you have three major cards. So this is going to be an especially significant month for you emotionally and spiritually. And communication is a problematic area. Either there's not enough being said, somebody's not speaking, or somebody's being illogical or impractical. And something is not on solid footing. It could be, again, somebody being unrealistic at how they're making their decisions, or something is simply, it hasn't been worked out yet. You're trying to find that right balance because this is a new experience. And for some of you, this is going to be about drive, ambition, mental focus, and executing some plans with great precision. Hopefully not to the point of ruthlessness. And in some cases, because you're trying to work something out, it could be that there's a counselor needed to keep this partnership afloat. That counselor may be an attorney, a mediator, a therapist. You may be dealing with some pain, anger, confusion, perhaps betrayal. Some of you are looking at going in new directions because you're involved perhaps in a career that's just not suitable for you. But as a result of that, you start to get really creative. You start to make some adjustments. You're inspired to do something new. And for others of you, you're trying to work something out. There are issues of commitment and having to motivate somebody perhaps to commit because there's an inability to have close relationships. All right, Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please subscribe. You can also join me on Instagram. You can join me at Patreon for extra perks or over at my blog for a daily post. And of course, you can always book a personal reading at thealchemistastrologer.com.